Boxing Stream.
We continue with the action here at the Doubletree, Ontario. It is New Blood, once again proudly presented to you by Thompson Boxing Promotions. This bout set for a distance of 4 rounds or less in the junior middleweight division. Our judges scoring at ringside are Dr. Lou Moret, Christy Rosario, and Marty Dinkin. At the sound of the bell, the man in charge of the ring, referee Edward Hernandez. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the red corner. He enters the ring clad in black trunks with white trim. When he stepped on the scale, he weighed in at an official 152 3/4 pounds. In his 5th professional bout in search of his first pro victory with a record of 4 losses, fighting out of Houston, Texas, Edward Eddie Aceves. Across the ring in the blue corner, wearing white with blue trim, he weighed in at an identical 152 3/4 pounds. He enters the ring in his 2nd pro bout with a record of 1 victory. Fighting out of Rancho Cucamonga, California, Richard Cool Breeze Brewart Jr.
Gentlemen, I've been over the rules with you both. You're professionals. I expect you to conduct yourself as such. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Eddie Hernandez, the 3rd man in the ring, as we're ready to go for Richard Brewart Jr. and Edward Aceves. Brewart, 20 years old, Rancho Cucamonga, and a good-sized crowd with him here at the Doubletree and also on Facebook. So if you guys are Brewart fans on Facebook, why don't you guys share it? Let people know you're watching them. And first of all, if you're from Cucamonga and you're not here watching them live, what's your excuse, bro? What's your excuse? Edward Aceves' opponent 0-4, and he's been stopped in every single fight. His last one against Richard Acevedo ended in a 1st round. That was at the StubHub Center. It's Cool Breeze, as they call him. He's in the white. Henry Ramirez, his trainer, really high on this young man. His pro debut was at Agua Caliente. Went the distance in that one. And I agree with you, Ray Fernandez. Henry does have a dressing room. He's back there changing. He's like quick change that they have at Staples Center for Laker games. Body work right away from Cool Breeze. Brewart digging. Splitting the guard, a 1-2. Pushing him back is Brewart. Trying to tee off his Brewart. Sticking the jab out. Body shot is pushed down. Eddie Hernandez, the referee says. Just sticks that left arm out. Measuring Aceves. I think Brewer did some homework. Seeing what Aceves has done in his last 4 fights?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's kind of been one-way traffic, but Aceves has thrown the occasional counterpunch just to keep Brewart on his P's and Q's. To be honest about it, when you're facing a guy that's 0-4 and never been the distance, there's a certain expectation. Again, I like to say this a lot. It's not if you win, it's how you win. And I think Brewart, there's a certain expectation to have an emphatic victory, which means score a stoppage.
When you mentioned that counter from Aceves, maybe the only one he landed, but there is a little bit of blood on the mouth of Richard Brewart. Not that he's in danger, but it means the guy hit. His pro debut was August 25th. For Brewart in the white. Training at a Rain Cross gym with Henry Ramirez. There he moves him back. Comes Aceves. Solid shot from Brewart. Digging body shot, that dropped him. Yeah, been working on it. Aceves looking at the referee, stands up. We survived the end of the round. There he does. First one done.
And we look at some of the action from round number 1. Brewart and Aceves were jousting, and it was a couple of body shots downstairs with the right hand from Brewart that sends Aceves down at the end of round number 1. And bet you get the sense this may not go much longer if he keeps investing downstairs. One thing I did notice about Aceves, his waistband is awfully high. I think that's usually an indication of a guy that doesn't like to be touched downstairs.
Aceves at a Katie Houston boxing gym, Houston, Texas. Derek Bryant, exactly. Second round, Richard Brewart in the white. Only 30 amateur fights, has sparred with Mauricio Herrera, Joshua Conley. Started boxing age of 12. Henry was telling me that he got him about 2 years ago, and that when he would see him in the amateurs, was just, that kid was 50-50. You don't know what you were going to get. Started working with him, and he took him to the state championships, the bigger tournaments, and he was excelling. Here he is as a professional at the age of 20. Likes his presence, likes his work ethic. Does Henry Ramirez. Doesn't look like a fighter who only has one pro under his belt, does he?
Yeah, he looks pretty good. I mean, he's got solid technique, doesn't have really a lot of head movement, which, again, that's something that you develop over time in the gym. There's another good right hand to the body. It looks like he's going to go right back down there again and again.
Why not? Most world champions will go to the body. Brewer doing a good job, dedicating himself to attacking the body of Aceves. Trying to load up. Aceves takes a deep breath. Digging. Aceves looking to go down. He's covering up.
Yeah,
he's in the corner. Eddie Hernandez jumps in.
That was it. I think that was a good call, Ben, because he was starting to bend and he was eventually going to break. And again, with the guy's 0-4 with 4 knockout losses, at this point you're just going to hasten the inevitable.
Richard Brewart is now 2-0. Yeah, Eddie Hernandez is going to jump in there, protect young fighters all the time. So that's what you got to do, though. You know, you can see it. He was digging in, and I even said Aceves was starting to cover up.
Well, as a referee, sometimes you do take into account the track record, and if a guy comes in with an upside-down record after 4 fights and he's never seen the distance, chances are he's probably not going to win the fight. And the way the fight was going at that point, it was all one-way traffic. There's no need to get a guy really that banged up in a situation like this.
Lupe Contreras in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, an accumulation of punches forces referee Edward Hernandez to step in and call a halt to this bout with an official time of 1 minute 32 seconds of the second stanza, declaring the winner by way of knockout, cool breeze, Richard Brewart Jr.
So Richard Brewart Jr. now 2-0, his first stoppage. The 20-year-old will go back to work with Henry Ramirez at Raincross Gym. Get back to it. Making his Thompson boxing debut to Brewart, and it's always good when you bring a crowd with you. Coming up next, Ruben Torres, Eder Amaro, then Mario Hernandez, and in the main event, Michael Dutchover. So don't go to sleep in Texas, man. You're guys only Central Time. Come on now.